Hello, we are Sornia. As always, a delight and a pleasure to be here to have this verbal exchange with you, but it's also an energetic exchange. For those that listen to this, we want to reiterate that as you're listening to these words through your various devices, remember to take the time, whether you're listening with your things in your ears, your earphones, or just through some other device, to maybe close your eyes. And even if you fall asleep, it's going to go there. Remember, falling asleep is not a bad thing. It's not so much our words. Yes, the words are important, but what you are also receiving is the frequency and vibration of those words. When we are having this exchange with you in this way, this is why we do this as often as we do. It's an exchange of energy. So as you're hearing what we are sharing, you're not just hearing it with your ears, but you are receiving the frequency and vibration that we are able to transmit with the expression that we are using through the medium that is the frequency and vibration of the words. So if you fall asleep, that's fine. Some of you have said that. Oh, I fall asleep and I don't hear. You go back and listen. But remember that each time that you hear this, receive these messages, it's not just the words, it's what comes along with it. And that's for everything in your world, mind you. But remember that so that you can possibly practice understanding what you are receiving, how you are receiving, what does it feel like for you when you are listening to what we are sharing. Do you feel uplifted afterwards? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel agitated? Or you might just feel neutral. Just pay attention, because as we are using our frequency and vibration to connect with the frequency and vibration of the medium, we are creating I guess you could say, a conduit to you from the higher frequencies in the dimensions that are accessible to all of us. So keep that in mind. Keep your hearts open. And again, if you fall asleep, you are probably getting as much, if not more, when you fall asleep. Again, know yourselves and know what you need to do. If what we share with you allows you to relax, and that's what you need, okay? You need to feel a certain way when you are having an exchange with us, and we are sharing this with you. So take advantage of that. There isn't one right way of doing things. There's your way of doing things. Okay? Something to keep in mind, that most of you who do receive these messages are what we would call free thinkers. You don't follow the crowd. That's why you aren't in large numbers. We as Sornia, through this medium, appeal more to those individuals who, you say, march to the beat of their own drum, or live a little bit outside what is considered the norm. Not normal, but what's considered the norm. And that's just the way it's designed. That's just who we feel we have the closest connection to at this time. But you, instead, you who live on the periphery of many earthly experiences, living on that periphery as observers, you are still experiencing Earth and all of its events and everything from a different degree of, say, frequency than we are, okay? So we've talked about this exchange that we have and how you in human form go forward through your life's experiences. And being multidimensional beings, there's a lot going on that you are not even consciously aware of, although you're becoming more aware of it. And you are going through your life and as little magnets of observation, and you are picking up through your own physical form and interpreting the information as a human in that form, and giving us, because of our connection and our role and your role, giving us that information. We are experiencing life's journey, in particular at this time, through your eyes. Okay, we are experiencing it through your eyes, through your physical form, through your human perspective. And that's what we want to talk about, because you have come to a turning point, if you will, and it has to be this way. Please be patient with this time period that you're in. Please be patient with it. It's necessary for us, and we mean you also, but you're less aware than we are. It's necessary that you have the experiences that you have at this time as a human being, and you're going to feel your human beingness, if you will, your third dimensional being, very, very much differently. Also, it's going to be very, well, each of you will experience it in your own unique way as your unique expression, but it will be experienced through that limiting nature of the human form, the third dimensional human form. Many of you are more aware of your higher dimensional selves than you are of your third dimensional selves. And, you understand your spirituality. You are the ones, as we said earlier, you're a smaller group. You live on the fringes a lot of times. You're more the observers, the witnesses, transmitting to us the information. And it's so necessary at this time that those of you, not all of you who are connected to us, will be having these, call them intense experiences. There's no other way to do it, to explain it. Not all of you will be having that depth of human experience, but some of you will be experiencing it very deeply. What do we mean by that? You might be going, what in the heck is Sornia talking about now? Well, we're talking about the fact that you're going to really, those of you who signed up, and most of you who are listening to this message right now signed up, okay? You signed up to experience what it means to be fully human in a very concentrated form, if you will. So you might be feeling some of the experiences that you will be having will be a sense of disconnection from your true self, from that eternal self. You may feel, again, everyone will have your way of feeling. We don't want to project out to you exactly what you'll be feeling, because each of you is a unique expression of a human being. So how will you interpret your world will be unique to you. However, what will be something that will be difficult for many of you, you will be feeling a disconnection from source energy, from God, creator. You'll be feeling a disconnection. It has to be that way. We, meaning you who are taking on this task, and those of us here in spirit that are guiding you, know that you are perfectly safe, that you are not disconnected, but you who are feeling it and have volunteered to put yourselves in that very human, dense experience from your, how you are perceiving yourself, will feel maybe at times lost. Loss will be the best way that some of you will be feeling. Some of you will be feeling quite despondent, quite desolate. You'll be feeling abandoned. You'll be feeling, that there is no divinity, that there is no God or source or creator. Some of you are already having that feeling, and it might be a little upsetting to you. That's why we came forward to tell you this, because it's already started. And those of you who are hearing these messages and agreeing with them, saying, oh, that's what's been going on with me, I'm beginning to understand, at least by hearing this message, it will give you some strength to keep going, because some of you are going to feel very lost and very disconnected. And you volunteered to do this because you saw the benefits of having these experiences that you will be having. And again, maybe your experiences will not change so much, but you will be filtering them through more of a degree of humanness and third degree humanness, as opposed with those higher fifth dimensional and beyond understanding. We hope we're making sense. You're going to feel very, very human over the coming weeks, maybe months. We're not sure. You might say, well, what's the point? The point is that what some of you, again, will be experiencing can only be done in a way that will be beneficial for the greater good by those souls that have the strength and the fortitude to endure the emotional or physical. Some of you may be experiencing some physical discomforts, some financial. It just really depends. But you had the courage and the fortitude and the understanding of where this will bring understanding by you going through this experience in a very, very, very human way. So that we as a whole that are here to help humanity can understand better. This is the purpose. We can better understand the mechanisms that are in the hands, so to speak, of those that are still trying to control humanity and to change the course of the events and the future by the control of humanity and the implementation of their own will on others. And in order for us to fully understand how this is working in the average person, you have all volunteered to be in that position of feeling that disconnection and experiencing the earthly human experience really from that place of not fully knowing that you are an eternal being having a human experience. You'll be experiencing them, the experiences, using that word quite a bit, aren't I? It's meant as a joke, haha. But you'll be having this in order to gather information. At the core of it is the hope that we then understand what is the mechanism still present in most of humanity that is not allowing them to awaken to the truth of who they really are. See, we've reached a point of, you could say, those that have awakened, and those that have not will never awaken. That's not our focus, and there are plenty like that. It's not necessary for everyone to awaken either. It's just, again, choice. But there is a majority of humanity that was, we would say, on the cusp. And then events occurred, and the forces that want to continually entrap humanity have created something that we are looking to understand. And it is something within the human form in its energy system that is not allowing those that were beginning to awaken, it's not allowing them to awaken to the truth of who they are. Because when you awaken to the truth of who you are, then you get to make honest choices about what it is. Do you choose this way or do you choose that way? And that has stalled. It was moving along quite nicely. And now it's stalled. Yes, people are still awakening and such, but there is this force that has come in. So it's not to be feared. It's to be understood. And hopefully that's the purpose, that those who are hearing this message that can relate to what we are saying can then approach this with at least the knowledge of, well, you have not disconnected and you are still connected to source, very much so. You just are having the experience of feeling disconnected from source. Very deeply, some of you will go with this feeling. And that's okay, because you have this information. Even if the information is intellectual, you will be feeling what it means to be disconnected from source so much that you feel lost, alone, and out on a little raft in the middle of the ocean by yourselves. So it will be difficult for many of you without this information that we gave you. With this information, at least intellectually, you'll be able to say, okay, this has a limit to it. This isn't truth. This is just an experience I am having in order to understand for the greater good. Hopefully what we're saying makes sense. It's to bring you to that place of understanding for yourselves and to let you know that everything is okay. Everything is moving along as it should. It's just, again, when you are in a situation that is not stable, that you need to be able to maneuver. And those of you who have studied the martial arts understand being able to work with energy that's coming at you and to repel energy in ways that you aren't taking it on. This is what we need to understand, because a huge part of humanity is taking on energies of that disconnection. So we don't know where this is going to go, but if we cannot understand it, which we doubt very much, because all of you have volunteered to put yourselves in that place to understand it, but if we can't understand it, then we can't help you. We can't help, we should say, humanity, and that's the whole point of this. So that's what we're looking to do. Think of it as a little science experiment, if you will. It's more than that, really, not to make light of it, because it can be very heavy for some of you. And we saw that some of you had already been feeling this and going through this because it's already started. And we don't want you to feel like you're falling back and that everything is falling apart and that you're regressing. You're not regressing. In fact, it's with bravery and courage and fortitude that you've all taken this on. So we're here for you. You may not feel us for a little bit. You may or you may not, but know that we're here. Know in your minds that we are here if you cannot feel us in your whole beingness, okay? We don't know the outcome. We don't know the length of time. The next time we meet, we could say, okay, this is, we got what we needed. Now we know what we need to do. Because that's what's crucial here, is that we understand how this force that wants to keep humanity under its thumb, how it's doing it, how it is creeped in to manipulate either the emotional body. We don't know. We feel it's in the emotional body, and we're looking to gain further understanding. We believe, we're not fully there yet, we believe that emotions, in a sense, are being implanted into the emotional body of all of you. They aren't your emotions, basically, or they're old emotions, or they're intensified emotions, but they're not true emotions for you. But this is still just a hypothesis, but it is something that we are looking at, and we need further understanding. Try to remember that all of you who receive these messages, that your role on earth Yes, you have your roles as mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, workers of some kind. You are in service to humanity and all of that. But ultimately, that you are not of that world. It is a temporary situation, and one that you so bravely have volunteered to be a part of liberating. So keep that in mind. Hold to those truths that you know, and weather this storm that it's not even a storm, it'll just be, it's more than that. You'll be letting us know what it is. You'll be letting us know. We're in this together. And as the souls who have put forth the desire to help all of humanity, which all of you who hear these messages, it's right there. It shines from you. All of you are being called forth to basically show up now in a way that you haven't been asked to show up before. And that's being fully human, as we've talked about. So there's a lot going on outside of the Earth's dimensional reality. There have been a lot of successful, I guess you could say, battles in these dimensional realities where there are also struggles between what you call the light and the dark. And the successes have been many of the realms that have been in the past captured are freed. So there's much to look forward to, although our concentration is now on third dimensional Earth and all that comes with that. Keep loving your hearts. Keep loving yourself and those around you. Stay focused on bringing good forward no matter what, and you'll get through this coming time with greater grace and dignity. That is all that we have for you now. We will be back with you soon. It's an important time that we stay very connected to you. No, we love you very much. We are Sornia. Goodbye.